So good morning, friends. Today we are going to see a new topic that is clutch. So, clutch is an important part in the case of a transmission system of a tractor or any other automobile is concerned. So, clutch is a unit we use to disconnect the part of transmission system from the engine. So, in this session, we are going to see what is a clutch, how it is working, what are the parts in a clutch, and what is the need of clutch in a tractor system. And first, we can see what is a clutch. So, clutch is simply a device which is used to transmit the rotational movement of the engine to the transmission system. At the same time, it can offer to a way which is used to disconnect the engine from the other part of the transmission system on the driver's command and every time when the clutch pedal is pressed. So every time when we press the clutch pedal, the engine is get separated from the transmission system and engine can simply running without any external load of the transmission system, or we can stop the driving or movement of the driving wheel or the PTO shaft without stopping the tractor engine without stopping the tractor engine. So clutch is a device which is used to transfer the rotational movement of the engine to the transmission system. And clutch is basically works on the principle of friction. So why the principle of friction is we are using in this section, we have a stationary surface that we brought into contact with the rotational surfaces. So when the rotational surfaces comes in contact with the stationary surface will also start to rotate along with the rotating elements. So I'll explain with the figure. In this figure, this is the driving member and this is the driven member. The member which is already means having a motion is called driving member, and the member which is initially in the rest and then start to rotate or turn due to another member is called a driven member. So here we have a driving member and the driven member, and for the easy of understanding, the motion of this driving member is given by the hand cracking or manually. So this is the figure, and when we are allowing this driving member is towards this white disc. So what happened is that initially the white disc is in stationary, but when the driving member touches the white disc also start to rotate along with the driving member. So this is how the clutch is working. Basically, we have two driving members, and in between, in the central, we have the clutch member or driven member, which is initially at the rest, and due to the driving members comes in contact with the initial stationary plate, the stationary plate also start to rotate. So this is how we are engaging and disengaging the clutch from the not clutch of the engine from the rest of the transmission system. So this is how it is working. In our case, we have two driving members. That is, one is a pressure plate and another one is called a flywheel. So flywheel is attached to the one end of the crankshaft wheel, and the other one surface of the flywheel is act as the pressure plate, and another pressure plate is already there which is also rotating along with the flywheel. So flywheel is getting its rotation motion from the crankshaft which is from the engine, and flywheel is rotating and another pressure plate is there which is also having some motion, and the central we have a clutch plate, a plate which is called a clutch plate or friction plate. So when these two plates compress the center plate, that is the clutch plate will also start to rotate, and to the clutch plate we are provided the input shaft to the transmission system. So this is how it actually looked like. This is a flywheel, and this surface of the flywheel will act as the pressure plate, and this is one pressure plate, and this is our clutch disc or clutch plate or friction plate, which is made up of frictional materials and torsional springs. So this is called a torsional spring, and this material is made as this clutch disc is made up of a frictional materials. So when these flywheel is rotating and the pressure plate is presses this clutch plate towards the flywheel, the clutch disc also start to rotate, and uh, the shaft to the transmission system is mounted on the clutch disc. So when the clutch disc started to rotate, the shaft is also started to rotate, and thus the transmission system in the gears in the transmission system will also start to rotate, and hence the entire section will get a power. So when the clutch disc is not rotating, so when the clutch disc is away from the flywheel, the clutch disc will not rotate, and the shaft to the transmission system also don't rotate, and hence the transmission system will stop transmitting the power to the drive wheels, and the tractor will stop. So this is how it is working, and these are the springs which is used to releasing the clutch plate and from the flywheel, or these are the springs which is used to press these clutch plate, all these things together as a single unit, and when it is pressed, then it is called a diaphragm spring, and when it is pressed, the diaphragm rings allowed to move the pressure plate away from the clutch plate, so that clutch plate is free. And this is the release bearing, and this is the release shaft, and this is the clutch cover. So this is how it is actually looks like, and this is the actual figure, means this is a friction plate, these are the springs which is called the torsion springs, and this is the pressure plate. These are the diaphragm springs which is used to press the clutch plate and the flywheel together with the friction plate or clutch plate, and this is the release bearing and release shaft also there. And this is how a clutch is engaged and disengaged. First, I will explain how it is disengaged. So when I press the pedal, the release bearing will operate the springs at this point, and the springs is arranged such that when the clutch pedal is pressed, the release bearing will move inward. As the release bearing will move inward, the spring will compresses, and the spring will allow the pressure plate to move away from the clutch plate, so there is enough space between the flywheel and the clutch plate, and the clutch plate won't rotate now, and the shaft to the this input shaft is also not rotating. When we release foot from the clutch pedal, the foot pedal will move up, and the release bearing will also move to the outward direction. At the same time, the spring will the force will be removed from the spring, and the spring will expand. And as the spring expands, the pressure plate move towards the clutch plate and presses the clutch plate along with the flywheel, and since the flywheel is always rotating as the engine is in working condition, the clutch plate also start to rotate, and then the shaft will rotate to the transmission system, and the gears in the transmission system rotate, and then the power is given to the rear wheel of the drive or drive wheel. So this is the encased position, and this is disengaged position. So this is the same figure. And necessity of a clutch in tractor. Why we required a tractor clutch in a tractor? We know that in case if we want to start the tractor, we have to rotate the flywheel. So if we want to rotate the flywheel without any much load on the flywheel have to be free from any external load. So in that place, we can press the clutch pedal so that the flywheel is completely free from the transmission system, and the flywheel can be rotated, or easy cranking can be taking place. So engine requires cranking by any suitable device for easy cranking, and the engine is disconnected from the rest of transmission system by using a suitable clutch. And also, in order to change the gears, the gearbox must be kept free from the engine power. Otherwise, the load will come on the gear, and while changing the gear one from the other, there may be chances of damage to the gear, and also the gear change will not be that much smooth. So for the smooth and safety gear change, the gearbox should be free from the rest of the transmission system, and hence we can use the clutch. And when a belt pulley of the tractor works in the field, it needs to be stopped without stopping the engine. So in that case also we can press the clutch pedal to release the other part of the system from the engine, and hence it can be work. So these all works can be done by a clutch. Hence the clutch is very much important in a tractor. Then what are the functions of clutch? The functions of the clutch is first major and important function is to engage and disengage the transmission system from the engine, starting and running of the engine at a high speed to generate sufficient power, to shifting the gear, to stop the vehicle after applying the brakes without stopping the engine, and to allow the engine to take up the driving load of the vehicle gradually and without any shock. Then, what are the essential features of clutch? So we mentioned that the clutch is working on a friction force, and the clutch plate is made up of friction material. So the major and important point in case of a clutch is considered as the clutch material should be made up of friction material, and that friction material is suitable material so that it won't wear off easily. And if it is easily wear off, there should be a provision that that particular part which is easily weared off should be replaceable, not the entire portion. And all the things should be in a compact and very small in size, and it won't require much space. And any other external load is not required to keep all this in a working condition, because we know that the pressure plate and the two flywheel should be pressed against the clutch plate to the for the proper operation, and there should not be any external load which is required to maintain this motion, means maintain this contact between all these three together. So it should be happen automatically, like it should have good ability to take load without dragging and shattering. It should have higher capacity to transmit power without slipping. Friction should be highly resistant to heat effect. We know that when two surfaces of relative motion comes in contact, there will be always a rubbing action or friction action that may lead to the release of heat. So the material of the clutch should be have high resistance to the heat effect, and the control by the hand lever or whether pedal revert should be easy. It should be light in weight. It should be trouble free and should have long life. It should be easy to inspect, adjust, and repair. So these are the important functions of requirements of a good clutch. Now we can move to the main parts of the clutch. We already discussed all the parts. Let's see the again what are the important parts. First is the flywheel, which will act as one of the pressure plate. Next is the pressure plate, that is the actual pressure plate with the springs and all the adjustments. Then clutch disc, which is made up of friction material and of torsion springs, and the clutch inside of the clutch should be proper provision for a splined shaft to rest and release mechanism. So this is the clutch plate or clutch disc, flywheel, pressure plate assembly, along with the diaphragm spring and a release bearing and a release fork. Then clutch cover, so this or clutch housing. Then clutch's housing connect the engine and transmission and houses the clutch assembly. Flywheel act as a balancer for the engine and adds inertia to the rotating crankshaft, provides a surface for the clutch to contact. Then clutch input shaft, it projects from the front of the transmission, usually has a pilot that rides in a bearing. Clutch disc is splined to the clutch shaft. We already seen that. When in case the clutch disc drives the input shaft. So in clutch disc, the clutch disc is covered with the friction materials and transmit power from the engine flywheel to the transmission input shaft with the help of a splined shaft. Then torsional coil springs are provided to take the torsional torque. So when high torque effect will taken by the torsional coil springs, and this is the hub flange. Then these are the cushion springs. All those things will be there in a clutch disc and is made up of a clutch friction material. Then release bearing which is operated by the clutch linkage. So when we press the clutch pedal, the bearing will move inside, and this bearing is go and will touch the springs, and hence the pressure plate will move from the clutch plate. So next is clutch linkages. Clutch linkages means the linkages which is used to transmit the movement of our pedal to the bearing, and from the bearing to the spring, and from the spring to the pressure plate. So usually it will use the mechanical linkages or shaft. So this is the mechanically uh, cable using clutch release. When the clutch pedal is pressed, the clutch cable will be arranged such that it will presses the release fork towards the inside. When the release fork will move inside, the clutch bearing will also move inside. When the release bearing is moving inside, this diaphragm spring to which the release bearing is connected also will move inside. That is, inner part of this diaphragm ring will move inside. When the inner part of the spring is move inside, like a seesaw action, the outer part of the spring will move away from the away. Like they will diverge. The outer part will diverge. As the outer part diverge, actually our pressure plate is connected to the periphery of the springs. Then they as they will diverge, the clutch plate will slowly removed from the pressure plate. So this is how it is working, and this is the clutches in operation. This is the release bearing. The release bearing is connected to the center part of the diaphragm spring, and when this diaphragm spring is having a seesaw action, so when the center part is get pressed, the other part will move up. The outer periphery part will move up, and to the periphery part pressure plate is given. This is pressure plate, this is a parts of the pressure plate. So when the center part is pressed down, the outer part will move up. When the outer part is move up, the pressure plate is always will also move up. And as the pressure plate move up, the clutch plate is free from the pressure of these two surfaces, and hence the clutch plate will stop rotating, and hence the shaft also stop rotating. This is how this clutch is operated. And now we can see the type of clutches. The clutch can be of mechanical clutch, hydraulic clutch, dry or wet type, single disc, double disc or multi-disc clutch. So in tractor, usually we use this mechanical dry single disc clutch is very common. So next is a friction clutch. Till now what we discussed is about the friction clutch. That is, we have two friction surfaces. One is rotating, another one is not rotating. And because of this gripping action, the other plate will start to rotate along with the other plate. So this is the friction clutch. And friction clutch can be classified into three, like single plate clutch or single disc clutch, multi-plate clutch or multi-disc clutch, and con clutch. The single plate clutch, as the name indicates, it contains only one clutch plate, and both sides of the clutch plate is act as uh, friction materials. And when the clutch pedal is pressed, the single plate is move away from the system, and the clutch pedal will stop rotating. Whereas in the multi-plate clutch, as the name indicates, there will be a number of clutch plate, and these type of usually used in case of the larger surface areas required for the friction members, and it in engagement and disengagement will be very smooth in case of a multi-plate clutch. And this is how a multi-plate clutch is working. And we know that this is there will be a number of three four pressure plate, and in between we have three clutch plate, but both the side of the clutch plate will act as a friction surface, and hence we'll have total six surfaces for engaging and disengaging, and hence there will be very smooth engagement and disengagement, and we can transmit a large number of force also. And we can see the how that is working. So this is the pedal. When the pedal is released, the tuning fork will clutch fork will release the clutch bearing. So when the clutch bearing is released, this diaphragm spring also released, and it will start rotating as a single unit. Initially only the flywheel is rotating. Now the entire unit is also rotating along with the flywheel. This is how it is working. Then diaphragm clutch. Diaphragm clutch is nothing but we are, instead of a coil spring, we are using a diaphragm spring. So that is a diaphragm that we discussed now. So when the clutch fork and clutch bearing is presses the diaphragm at this center, the outer part of the diaphragm will move away, and the clutch plate is pressure plate which is connected to the outer part of this diaphragm spring is also move away from the clutch plate, and hence the clutch plate is free from rotation. This is how a diaphragm clutch is working, and this is about the entire figure how it is working and the explanation. Next we can go to the design of clutch and one problem in the design of clutch. So before going to the design of clutch, first we use the design consideration. That is, first is A suitable material should be selected to form the contact surface area that should have enough frictional quality. The moving part of the clutch should have a very low in weight in order to minimize the inertia of the load. And the clutch should not require any external force to maintain the contact between the friction surfaces. Then, provision for taking up the wear on the contact surface must be provided. And clutch should have a provision for facilitating the repairs. Clutch should have provision for carry away heat generated at the contact surface. And the projecting part of the clutch should have properly covered and properly guarded. So these are the design considerations in designing of a friction clutch. Now we can see how a clutch is designed. First, we can see like a single disc plate and two friction surfaces, and the pressure which is applied on the surfaces we can take as small p, that is intensity of pressure, and the inner diameter is r2 and outer diameter is r1, and the thrust force which is acting on a pressure plate is w. And for ease of understanding and for ease of calculation, we are firstly initially we are considering a small elementary portion of thickness dr and at a distance of r from the center of the clutch. So that is about the, and mu is the coefficient of friction and T is the torque which is transmitted. First, we are considering the elementary ring of radius r and thickness dr. Then the area of contact surface of the friction surface should be is equal to perimeter length into breadth. So length is the we are consider a circular section. The length will be the perimeter, that is 2 pi r, and the thickness will be dr. So area will be 2 pi r into dr. Then axial force acting on the ring is equal to W. We know that W is equal to pressure into area. Means force is equal to pressure into area. So delta W, since we are considering a small portion, delta W is equal to pressure into area, that P is equal to 2 pi R into dr. Then the frictional force on the ring acting tangentially at radius R is equal to Fr is equal to mu into delta W, that is mu P into 2 pi R dr, and frictional force acting on the ring, frictional torque acting on the ring is equal to Fr into R, from which instead of Fr we can write 2 pi R mu P into R dr. So into R, hence the torsional force, the frictional torque, it will be equal to 2 pi mu P R square dr. So for designing of clutch, we have this is the basic equation, and for designing of clutch we will consider two conditions like uniform pressure and uniform axial wear. So this is for now. The last part can be seen in the next session.